Hey everyone, today is Monday, September 6th. The time right now is 3:05 p.m. and the temperature is around 22 degrees Celsius. And I'm here on Asquith Avenue, which is located just north of Bloor Street. And there's a look to the west towards Yonge Street. And this here is the Toronto Reference Library. And I just discovered this little laneway here called Sherlock Holmes Walk. I'm not sure the story behind it. That'll be neat to look into. And this one is going to be a little different from most of my walks, as for the most part I'll be recording it hands-free. And I'll show you what I mean by that. In a moment I'll switch over to this DJI Pocket 2 camera that I have on the chest mount there. I'll be able to walk around and record this one without having to hold the camera. I'll still have my second Pocket 2 in my pocket, ready to go. This is something a lot of people ask me in the comments is, how do I mount or hold the camera as I walk around? And the answer is in my hand. But I've got a new setup for e-scooter videos and possibly my regular cycling and e-bike videos. And that involves using the Pocket 2 and the chest mount instead of the GoPro. And I thought, why not try a hands-free walk? All right, so let's switch over the cameras here. I've turned off my regular Pocket 2. I guess they're both regular Pocket 2s, but the one that I was holding, this is really weird. I'm recording a walk without using my hands at all. I think this here is Collier Street, or at least that's it on the other side. Just in front of me would be Church Street, and here's where Collier resumes. So I'm going to take this just over to Yonge, and I think I'll go for a walk around the Yorkville neighborhood. I'll head west down Yorkville Avenue, and then I'll take Old York Lane to Cumberland, and I'll head east for a bit, and then maybe I'll walk through part of the Mink Mile on Bay Street. And today is a holiday. It is Labor Day Monday. In Canada, we celebrate that on the first Monday of September. I think most of the world celebrates Labor Day on May 1st, if I'm not mistaken. And just make sure this camera is recording. It is. So there we go. No hands. It also means I could pull out my phone and look stuff up while I'm recording. But if there's one drawback, and I think it's a big one, and it's probably one that will prevent me from using this setup normally, is that I can't look up. I have the camera in tilt lock mode. This is Yonge Street here I'm about to cross. And I'll look south down Yonge. I'm walking directly into the sun. So this here is Yorkville Avenue. And as Toronto is a city of high-rises and skyscrapers, not being able to look up is a bit of a disadvantage. For instance, this condo right in front of me is quite impressive. So I could pull out the other camera and take a look up. Another thing I can do when I'm holding the camera is zoom. And these are controls I can't really access with the hands-free setup. There's Town Hall Square. So this might just be the first and last video I record like this. Although I think it would be quite useful when it's raining or snowing heavily, as I'm often holding an umbrella. It's difficult to look up anyways, as you'll often just look right up into the umbrella. And it would also make recording those videos a lot more comfortable. So maybe that's the ticket. And to turn, I kind of have to twist or turn my entire body. There's a look at the historic fire hall here. That used to serve the old village of Yorkville. And on the right is the new Four Seasons Hotel. I think this one opened back in 2012. And it replaced the old Four Seasons Hotel, which is now a condo. And that's that high-rise straight ahead off on the left. There's never any shortage of nice cars out front of this place. And again, I'd like to look up, but I can't. So I guess that's where this secondary camera comes in handy. I can just pull this out as needed and switch to that angle. Normally I just kind of hold the camera out in front like this. And I know Action Kid and Ken from the Ken Continuum hold it more upright like that. There is Dessert on the right. So this here is Bay Street. I'm going to cross over to the south side, and then I'll continue heading west along Yorkville Avenue. Given that it's Labor Day, I don't think most stores will be open. Certainly all the big institutions like banks will be closed. I think a number of shopping malls are closed, although the Eaton Center is usually open on days like this. What is open and closed Labor Day 2021 in Toronto? I was just able to search that. So close there are banks, government offices, libraries, and mail delivery. And open, we have the TTC operating on a holiday schedule. Go Transit is also operating on a Sunday schedule. I think the LCBO and beer store are closed. Most grocery stores are closed. Shoppers Drug Mart and Rexall would be closed. I already walked by a closed Shoppers at Dundas Station. Although a number of grocery stores are open. A lot of the smaller ones like the Rabbas will be open, aka the price gougers. Yeah, the Eaton Center is open, Square One in Mississauga is open, Vaughan Mills is open, but absent from that list is Yorkdale. And here's Bloor Street, which has been closed to vehicles this year. It's quite neat. Although I'm going to keep heading west along Yorkville Avenue here. So this area is normally full of people shopping, but I guess it's mostly the restaurants and cafes today. And for attractions, the Canadian National Exhibition is closed. Well, they've been closed for the last 2 years. This would normally be the last day of the X. It sort of signifies the end of summer for school kids. The exhibition's a 2-week carnival of sorts they hold every year at the exhibition grounds. And the Royal Ontario Museum is closed, but the art gallery is open, as is the Aga Khan Museum, Canada's Wonderland, the CN Tower, the Gardner Museum, the Hockey Hall of Fame, most movie theaters, Ripley's Aquarium, and the Toronto Zoo. So there's still a fair bit to do today, although most of these retailers are not open. There's a look at Versace and Brunello. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. All right, so I will turn south here down Old York Lane. I have this camera on a slow follow mode, so as I turn it should slowly pan, so nothing should be too quick and jerky. And here's Cumberland. And there is Hemingway's. It looks like there's not a lot of people in the upstairs patio. It's 317, maybe they just have a lot of 330 seatings. I don't really know how that works. A number of pigeons. According to my phone, it's 22 degrees, but it feels a bit warmer than that. And here's the other end of that pedestrian-only street, or at least the part that's closed to vehicles. Okay, so I'm just going to walk over to Bay Street here and I'll head south to Bloor. And we'll walk through part of the Mink Mile. curious as to what your thoughts are on this hands-free walking experience. Maybe you prefer it. Let me know. I can always do these every once in a while, although I don't think it'll be a regular thing. And coming up is Bay and Bloor. This used to be a scramble crossing. The city tried it for a while, but they determined there just wasn't the pedestrian volume to keep it going. But they did keep the one at Bloor and Yonge and Dundas. Here's something that's awkward. Normally I'd point the camera sideways and get a view to the east there, but I kind of had to stop and turn my whole body and wait for the camera to pan around. There's definitely a disadvantage. And now it's west along the south side of Bloor Street West through the Mink Mile. There's Collier Street, where it just was. So this Yorkville stretch of Bloor runs between Yonge Street, which is behind me, and Queen's Park / Avenue Road coming up here. Well, some of these retailers seem to be open. I think that Coach store had its door open. I don't see too many people going in and out. Looks like Winners and HomeSense across the street might be open. All right, so what I think I'll do is I'll head south at Queen's Park here to Charles, and then I'll take Charles back over to Yonge, and I'll pop into a subway station. There's the Royal Ontario Museum just up ahead. Not open today. There's a small crowd of people in front of Louis Vuitton. I remember being in Manhattan, overhearing some Canadians talk about how they were going to the Go Yard store to buy some bag that we don't have available here. It was only $1,200 US for a handbag. So here's Queen's Park on the left. To the right, it becomes Avenue Road. And straight ahead is the Annex neighborhood. So to the south of here is the Provincial Legislative Assembly. And on the other side of that, Queen's Park becomes University Avenue. And the Garden Museum is coming up on the left, and that should be open today. It looks like there's some people heading in there. I might have to rejig this camera setup and put it on fast follow. Because it kind of just slowly pans in the direction that I twist. Which is good for cycling when I take a turn. It doesn't whip around the corner too fast. Coming up is an entrance to Queen's Park subway station. Probably the nicest subway station downtown. There's the old planetarium, which sadly has not been in operation for quite a while, and the University of Toronto is going to be redeveloping that property. Okay, so now I'll just head east along Charles here, and Victoria University, which is part of the University of Toronto's campus, is just on my right. And there is Korean Pagoda Garden. I just got a notification on my phone at 4 p.m. Ken from the Ken Continuum will be premiering our recent collaboration together.
Shows up in that
The video I recorded was made available this morning, and part 2 will be on Ken's channel. I'm guessing these are all students returning to campus for the first time in a while. Or if it's your first year, I guess it would be the first time for a lot of them. It would have sucked having your first year at university being spent remotely last year. There's St. Thomas Street that will take you back to Bloor. As I awkwardly twist to point the camera that way. And coming up is Bay Street. If you take that south into downtown, you'll find yourself in Toronto's version of Wall Street. And hopefully I can catch this light here. Curious to see how this thing performs when I was running a little bit there. Or I guess fast walking would be more accurate.
I have more pictures if we.
No, I'm still starting.
Oh, you're early.
Coming up on the right is the Okonomiyaki House. May have not been open the last few times I went by. That's one of my favorite spots here. That's just not a dish you get everywhere, even in a lot of izakayas, and this place tends to be better and it's not very expensive. Let's take St. Nicholas Street here, south for a block. Normally when I walk on the side of the street, I kind of have the camera facing that way a little bit just to get a better view of the street. So to do that with this setup, I'm kind of twisting my body just slightly. And here is St. Mary Street. You know what, let's just take this one more block to the south. I did a video down Yonge Street yesterday. And this is Cottage Lane up ahead here on the left. I remember cutting through here on a prior video. And this area is known as Bay Clover Hill. Okay, I'll take Irwin Avenue over to Yonge. I'm gonna pop into Wellesley subway station. All right, let's cross over to the east side. And the next major intersection to the south of here will be Yonge and Wellesley. Although I think I'll take the new exit or entrance, however you want to say it, to Wellesley Station, which is a block to the north of Wellesley. Yonge Street's a bit quiet today. I'm guessing most of the retailers not running or being open would be the primary reason. Although with the Eaton Center open well to the south of here, I imagine things will be busier down there. And the name of the street is eluding me, but here's where I can stealthily pull out my phone and look something up. Oh, this is Dundonald, I knew that. And there's a series of parkettes that runs north from here. They're all kind of chained together. And this entrance to the subway I'm taking is new as part of this condo right in front of me. There's a look at one of the parks. All right, I will put my mask on hands-free. This is kind of a luxury, just walking into a station without having to juggle all my stuff while holding a camera.
Please do your best to stay at least 2 meters.
Let me know in the comments if you like this. Because I won't lie, I kind of like it. I want to take Finch northbound here. And there we go. I'm not sure I'll walk onto the subway with this thing strapped to my chest like this.
Subway service on the portion of Line 1 between Shepherd West and Wilson stations will end at 11 p.m. for southward. Shuttle buses will run.
And it says the next train is coming in a minute.
For more information. The TTC is hosting a COVID-19
All right. Thank you for watching. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. I also have a seldom updated Instagram account.
And will be offering first and second doses. Appointments are not required. Visit
I'll be hopping on to the next train here. It sounds like there's one pulling into the other platform. At the same time, my train will be pulling in.